Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Gigi here for a collective reading. I hope you're well. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about all the things, but if you're interested in personal readings, the links and everything will be down below. For the shop, all items that I sell in my shop, my readings, my email if you need me. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I am looking to get to 1,000 subscribers so we can do a gratitude giveaway and a live reading and all the things. So yes, please subscribe to the channel, comment on the channel, share this channel, like the video, all the things, please and thank you. I am not a certified therapist, however, I am your friend, here to give you a collective energy reading. So if it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit. Please place yourself in the reading. If it does fit where you belong, please and thank you. And keep what resonates, leave what doesn't. You know the drill. This is just for some of us it could just be entertainment. For some of us it could be spiritual aids, whatever the case may be, spiritual aids in, your spiritual practice, whatever the case may be. I'm glad you're here sharing energy with me. So that's about it, what I have to say there. It is January 18th, 2022. It is 5:41 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Central Valley, California. On my table tonight, I have my Zodiac Oracles. I have my Describing Cards, Divine Circus, the Kipper, and Love and Confusion 1 being channeled with Civilite. Soul's Journey wants to come out too. Okay. So there's that. Anything else, Spirit? Not at this time. Okay. If that is it, we're just going to jump right into it. Okay. Holy Spirit, please come down, protect and guide me as I channel the energy surrounding our collective. Archangel Gabriel, please allow me to channel through you clear, honest, and precise messages for our collective. Archangel Michael, please protect us all as I channel this energy. Only allow heaven's white light to surround this reading and cast any darkness back to hell where it belongs. Please and thank you. I love and appreciate you all. Let's see what is going on for the collective today. The collective energy. What's going on here? All right. I'm thinking, do we need any more cards? I think we need a new deck of cards soon. We have the Kali deck, but it's purging right now. I don't know, I feel like there's a deck of cards out there calling my name. If you have any suggestions, leave them down below, please and thank you. Tarot, I don't really use tarot. I'd rather not. I have one deck there. I use it occasionally, and I've pulled it out once in a reading, twice, I think, maybe, I don't know. But it's usually used for personal readings, and occasionally if I need a card in there for the description of something. So, no, I don't usually use tarot. I use oracle cards, all of them, and I write my own. I'm in the process. I have another one that's been started. It's just nothing's come to me as of lately. Maybe it's because shifts are happening. Yeah, big ones. People's patience is being tested. Lust of the loins is being tested. Patience, kindness, love. Somebody's thinking something. Soulmate. What's going on? All of a sudden now she's not feeling well. Okay, something's up. Somebody's in their head about something. Somebody feels like somebody's up to something. No. What's the holdup? What's stopping you? What's on your mind that's keeping you at bay? Do you ever think I could actually not be feeling well? This person's saying, like, somebody's throwing some kind of like, really, are you sure you're not feeling well, or are you just avoiding me? Kind of both. How long is it going to last? upwards of a week, maybe a little bit longer. I don't know. This is odd. What's the zodiac energy? Holy Spirit, please. We have Aquarius. Thank you, Holy Spirit. We have Cancer and Pluto. I don't read them in reverse ever. Pluto. So Cancer and Scorpio. Check your moon placements. On the bottom we have air, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So water and air. Water and air. Water and air. Confirmation by my cats being crazy outside. Harley! Always pissing and moaning at each other. Maybe that could be why. Maybe that could be why. You ever think that maybe this person could be like really not feeling well and avoiding you just because they're afraid of like dealing with any grumpy moods and up and down hormones and imbalancing and all of it? If it's a masculine, take it, switch it, flip it, reverse it. Do what you got to do to place yourself where you need to be in this reading. But it feels like somebody's just like kind of like pumping the brakes. Like I just don't feel right about something inside. Every time, you know, this happens or something, it's just, I don't know. There's like, it's giving somebody a headache, tension, stress. It's like putting way too much pressure on something. Snoo possibly. Like I really wanna, and then we have water again. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Like, I really want to be intimate with you. What is the holdup? Like, why can't we? I don't trust you. I really don't trust that you've changed. I really don't trust that you've changed. What do I have to prove it to you? That's what I hear. We have somebody in the South. What do I have to prove to you that I've changed? Somebody needs to take a pregnancy test first. Somebody needs to take a pregnancy test first. Air, water, water, air. Oh, heaven on earth. Take a pregnancy test first. Take a pregnancy test first. Take a pregnancy test first before you get into any kind of sexual escapades with anybody. Take a pregnancy test first. We have soulmates. We have the Midwest. Take a pregnancy test first. Oh my God, go take a pregnancy test first. Here's why. Here's why. Somebody get STD tests too. Get all the things. Somebody has been up to something. Somebody is a cheater. Big time. Big time cheater. Was somebody holding out for too long? No, just a cheater mentality. Can't keep it in his pants. Take me out to Holy Spirit. There's something going on. I just keep seeing STD tests, pregnancy tests. If somebody has been celibate for a long period of time, go get an STD test. No, stop, wait. The person who is celibate needs to do what? It's not for the celibate person. No, this is not for a divine being. This is not for who. There's somebody out there that's in their divinity holding their celibacy. Yes, it's for the opposite end. The one that's been dealing with depression, ED issues, the one with the soulmate, like, you need to get a pregnancy test. You need to get ST. There's something there. If you're contemplating going and being with somebody and trying to be intimate with them, or they're like riding you like white on rice, and you're just like, you're not in the mood, like you just don't feel it, like you just don't want to, don't. There's a reason. Either they're trying to get pregnant. She's already pregnant, yes. Why is she trying to do this? She's trying to milk you for, she's a succubus. A pregnant succubus that's trying to keep you, and she sees you in your depression. I'm getting them pointing to the nose. Yes, I hit the nail on the head. Okay. And the thing is because of your depression, and you've been suffering with erectile dysfunction. Yes, big time. The thing is, what? You've had one release in the last 8 weeks. Longer than 8 weeks? Yes. And the thing is, were you guys together when it happened? No. You were doing what? He was self-pleasuring with something of divine feminines? Yes. And what happened? Major explosions, fireworks, all the things. Tantric connection again. But it was only during self-pleasure, and you're feeling like you're cured? Yes, so what are you thinking about doing? Going and being with your copycat again? Why are you shaking your head? No, stop. If you do that, you're going to get yourself sick. You're going to give her something to make her sick. Yes, stop. The reason why you're having erectile dysfunction is because Spirit's trying to protect people. You need to go to the doctor. Maybe it's a paternity test, not a pregnancy test. And you need to get an STD test and find out why you've been sick, why you've been all in this, however you've been feeling, not eating, sick to your stomach, possibly throwing up all the time, thinking it's nerves, or possibly overdoing it with drugs and drinking, whatever the case may be. You need to go to the doctor. Holy stuff, man. Wow. Are you being a childish person right now? Yeah, a little bit. Why? You want to have sex. Yeah, but the thing is you could really hurt somebody. You may have something that can't be cured. You need to go to the doctor. Don't be a childish person and make people sick. Whoever you are, whether you're the pregnant person or if you're the masculine, whoever the case may be. Divine masculine fell right out when I said it. Divine masculine, you need to go to the doctor. Don't be a big spender. We have a karmic masculine. That's divine feminines. Yes, drama queen is the succubus. Okay. We also have a big spender. Who? Soulmate and divine masculine? Yes. Likes to take care of their girls. Yes. You think that because you're tantrically connected to divine feminine and you were able to release that she's having sex again? Is that what you're saying? Has she been celibate? Yes. Okay, that makes more sense as to the celibacy that I was seeing. You think somebody broke her celibacy. You think that she went back to a soulmate. Are you going to be proven wrong? Yeah, big time. Yeah, big time. So don't be a childish person. Don't be a childish person. Don't do it. You're going to end up hurting yourself more than you're going to hurt anybody else. .420 stoner. Smoke some grass. Maybe that'll help you relax. Any last messages out of my describing cards? We have a biker. And then we have summer. Did something start in summer? Yes, revenge. From who? Divine feminine? Yep, confirmation. If you guys could hear that cackle that had just happened in my dining room, which is like just on the other side of this wall. So they have no idea what I'm talking about over here. I'll take that outside noise as confirmation as well. Oof. Anxiety is a little high. Divine Circus, no. Soul's Journey, Soul's Journey. Do you want the Kipper or the Soul's Journey? Okay. Listen, if you think that you got it all figured out, Divine Masculine, Spirit's saying drop the ego right now. People are more aware than what you know. Us intuitive people, us people that are tapped in with Spirit, are, some of us let on a lot less than what we know. Some of us just tell you guys everything. Whatever the case may be, maybe they don't. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what, people's relationship with the Holy Spirit is. But I know when I'm told to shut my mouth, I shut my mouth and give no indicators that I know anything. Okay? So the thing is if you think that you're the only one that's aware of this tantric connection and how it works, trust you me, according to the Holy Spirit, you know a fraction of what this other person knows. A fraction. Okay? So, be mindful. Be mindful of what you're doing. And if you really think that you got it like that you are going to be, you're going to be sorely mistaken. The thing is once karma hits you and you realize that you were wrong, okay, you're going to have to tuck your tail so tight when you come ask for forgiveness. When you come running back to where you're supposed to be on bended knee. And the thing is that pregnancy test is going for when you meet up with your divine feminine. That pregnancy test is going to prove you even further wrong. Okay. Okay, what does Soul's Journey have to say? Please, Holy Spirit. What does Soul's Journey have to say to us? Holy Spirit, please, and thank you. Judgment. There's definitely a judgment. There's definitely a judgment happening. Spirit, is this your judgment? Yes, big time. Spirit's saying, I'm in control of this masculine. He says, I am who I am, and I'm going to do what I need to do to prove myself. Not that I have to, Spirit's saying. Not that I have to prove myself, but you're the kind of hard-headed mule that needs to be awakened in a very special way. So I feel like I need to show, not prove, excuse me, Holy Spirit, excuse my mouth, show himself is what he's saying, not prove. Prove that he does exist. There we go. That's a better way to say it. Excuse me, because Holy Spirit doesn't need to prove. He just needs to snap his fingers and everything that you love is crumbling down around you, if that's truly what needs to happen to wake you up, to give you the karma you need to get you on the path that you need to be on, to remember who he is. So yes, right now there's judgment. You were feeling a certain kind of way, had divine feminine on your mind, decided to go find something tickled your fancy enough to where you were able to catch a chub, I guess, and you did something and you were able to tantrically connect. It was for a split second. No, you were able to actually do it enough to where he was able to actually have a release. The first one in months, I'm being told. The first one in months. And he says he feels on top of the world. The thing is now he has to get that happening during what? Sexy snoo snoo time with his girl. So the thing is what now? Spirit says you didn't learn your lesson. Thought you did, then you didn't. Nope. You need to, now you're being judged for what you're doing. Somebody's getting downloads, sacred information about what you're up to. People are aware of your disgusting deeds. And now you get to be seen for who you are. And now you get to go back to where you were, if not worse. What is with this relationship? It's gonna break a relationship. The sea witch is literally like grinding on you like a kitten in heat because she's got all these pregnancy hormones, and now she's not able to get it. Nothing. No toys aren't working. No, not enough. She needs penetration and all the things, and the cuddles and the want to be there, not just to be looked at like a piece of meat. Change. Well, there's about to be a big change when you realize that tantric connection was, I'm being told somebody went to third base, possibly was, maybe catching googlies or doing something, and something happened, but there was no actual nothing. There was no, is she still pure by the Holy Spirit? Spirit saying yes. So you better change your attitude. Get out of that ego thinking that you won when in reality you didn't. Like I keep saying, go get an STD test right now. Right now. You're facing judgment for something. Okay, you were given that release for what? To get his mind going in a direction, to wake him up even further, to put him, to see where his real true heart was. If he was just doing it just to connect and catch the release and go back to where he was, or if he was going to actually go back to where he said he was going to go. Did he make promises to Spirit? Yes. I'll never break her heart again. I just want her back. Please, 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 please. Spirit gave in? Yes. And then what? Broke his promise within moments. Yes. Final straw? Big time. Now it's Judgment Day. Now it is Judgment Day. Oh, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Oh, boy. Dun, 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 dun. Go get an STD test. Go get your ass to the doctor. Don't play around and get crazy. Drop the ego, drop the ego, drop the ego. Oh, man. You just broke a promise to the Holy Spirit. I'm getting, who are you? I don't know who you are. Archangel Metatron? Who's Archangel? I've heard the name. I need to remember who he is. Metatron. Archangel Metatron is the glorious golden orange angel who is in charge of the ascension of humanity. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. the earth and the entire universe. He plans and oversees the ascension process from his etheric retreat from the Luxor temple in Egypt. There is the 9th dimensional temple in the middle of it with 12 sub-temples surrounding it. If you are ready, you can visit this retreat to receive Metatron's ascension cloak. He will help you. Okay. So Archangel Metatron is showing himself to me for the first time ever right now in the 5D. And he is standing there looking glorious. Very similar to what this card looks like in the book. Let me find him. I very seldomly use this deck. Archangel Metatron, where are you? There's Gabriel. Where are you, Metatron? I'm going to bring him out. There's Archangel Michael. Where's Metatron? Metatron. Here he is. Kind of like that, but he's got armor on. Definitely not in robes like that. I see him in battle armor. Like, it is definitely Judgment Day, and he is standing there saying, right now, Divine Masculine, you need to back off of here because you don't deserve the throne. We'll put him here. He's watching over everything right now. He's saying, I am now watching you, Divine Masculine. What happens next is what going to make it or break it for your ascension process. Don't make, what is this? Don't break a promise to Holy Spirit. No matter what your time is now. This is specifically from Archangel Metatron. Divine Masculine, you need to keep yourself together. Because what happens next is going to be the make it or break it for you. And no, the Sea Witch, yes, it's going to, whatever happens next is what's going to make it or break it for the Sea Witch. How you act now is going to make it or break it for the Sea Witch. Right. Okay. So, blame came out amongst all of that. The thing is, that's what Spirit wants you to be mindful of, what happens next. The blame. If you start blaming Divine, who is the, if he, where's my crystal? If you blame Divine Feminine in your head, it'll go more peacefully. Yes, if you say it out loud, she's going to lose her mind and you'll lose everything. If you can find it within yourself to realize you were wrong, it will be as peaceful as possible. She'll walk away. Will she want anything? No, she'll just walk away. You'll know at that point the baby wasn't yours and she was the cheater, not and not the other way around. No, you'll just realize at that point she was a cheater and she never really loved you. There's 3 different things I'm being told right now. If you lose your mind and start cursing out loud when you realize the ED was just a fluke, okay? Whether, somebody was self-pleasuring on their end and you picked it up, or whatever the case is, Spirit says there was no penetration at all. So whatever tantric, whatever you're feeling, don't think you're always right, because in this case you are wrong. And the thing is when you realize that you are wrong, you're going to start blaming people. Make sure you're blaming the right person, because your ego you're going to have a major ego death, a major one. And it's all going to come down to the fact that you can't get up for this Sea Witch that's possibly pregnant by somebody else. And the thing is if she walks out on you and just walks out and just leaves, everything that you need will fall into place, and you'll be able to get to where you need to go peacefully. But there are two other options. One where you're brought to your knees by her with deception and manipulation because of a pregnancy trap, which is the one where you blame out loud. Yes, if you say it out loud and you blame out loud, you're going to be then at that point you know you're in a pregnancy trap. If you keep it to yourself and you don't say anything, she's going to get up, get her stuff, walk out, slam the door. That's it. You knew at that point you were in a pregnancy trap. If she's compassionate with you, if she's kind to you, and you realize that you were wrong and you were able to feel, and you feel your emotions in that point, you will realize that you're with the right person. That's it. Am I right, Spirit? Yes, that's the whole story. And it's coming up very soon. So it all comes down on how you handle yourself when you get this wake-up call. Okay? Either which way she's getting up and leaving, 2 out of the 3 ways, yes. 2 out of the 3 ways, yes, she will get up and leave. The third one, it's when you realize that you're with your soulmate. And at that point, you know you have your fairy tale. As long as you choose to see it that way and not just a ball and chain. Okay? So that's a message from Archangel Metatron. Welcome. Thank you for showing yourself to me. All right. Let's Holy Spirit. Fear and empathy. What are you fearing? Nothing right now. You're on top of the world. He's saying yes with an evil grin. He's really not going to learn his lesson, is he? No. Is she going to lack empathy? Holy Spirit, is this woman going to lack empathy? Does she have empathy for him? Yes. But are the pregnancy hormones going to allow her to show them? No. She's really fired up. Those hormones are all in a knot. She's wound really tight. She's already on edge. She's got other things on her mind. And she's just going to let go and let loose. No, I just see her getting up and walking out. Disgusted. And walking out. I got better things to do. I'm going to go hang out with my friends. At that point, you know that that baby ain't yours. In that moment, you will know that that baby ain't yours. And that you can pack up everything that you need in life that means anything to you. Put it in your car and go take a journey. Take a week's journey. Go get yourself together. Change the locks on the house. And wait until the baby's born. Get a paternity test. Prove her wrong and be done with it. So that way you can take some time to heal. Before you're trapped in something for up to 12 years. Save yourself the headache. And find gratitude in this divine blessing that you weren't able to get up and lock yourself into more temptation with somebody that doesn't deserve your kindness or your love or your generosity. Because even though maybe, you know, if it was a whole different part of the moon cycle, if it was a whole different part of her pregnancy, if the situation was different, if your attitude had been better, if you were able to satisfy her needs, yeah, she might have been more empathetic. But in reality, right now, she's wound so tight and she's all up in these emotions for a reason. It's to show you exactly what you need to be shown to get you where you need to be seen. Thank you, Holy Spirit. They're just going to put that back and look at it upside down. Because once you figure it out that you were just done a divine service to go get you to where you need to be in love and get abundant with somebody, divine feminine. And that service is not only a service that you were just given, just had done, you know, it was a divine service that was given to you as a blessing. All of this erectile dysfunction is happening for a reason. It's trying to save you from going down a very, very dark path. Okay? So love. Who do you love? Divine feminine? Do you love this sea witch? Tolerate her enough. Do you love the divine feminine? Yes. Okay. Well, get out of any fear that you may have. Find some gratitude that you were just saved a life of misery, and go do some, you know, community service, do something nice, help somebody out, do something good for somebody. On your little adventure I see you taking somewhere, go do some community service somewhere. Go take a garbage bag and pick up trash on a beach. Go do something on this adventure that you're about to take, and do something to give back to God. Okay, like I said, I really see somebody picking up trash on the beach. I see, that's it, just picking up trash on the beach, maybe doing some fishing, reflecting, all kinds of stuff. But I really see somebody picking up trash on the beach. Go do something that will be in, you know, community service. Do something to give back. Donate to a food pantry, because the Holy Spirit just did you a service. No crap about it, man. Serious blessing just happened, or is about to happen, whatever the case may be. Whatever the case may be. This is a test to see if you're being disciplined in what you say in those promises. This is a test of your discipline. This is a test of your faith. This is that's whose faith? Divine Feminine's? Yes, Divine Feminine, you're being tested with your faith. Divine Masculine, you're being tested if you're going to keep the promise in which you said you're going to keep. He thinks trying to tantrically connect again. He wants to tantrically connect again to have that explosion. He wants to have it with her so he can feel like he can have his fantasy, fairy tale fantasy, whatever, all over again. Because every time he's been able to do it, up until a few months ago, several months ago, however long it's been, every time he's been able to do this particular type of thing, you've always gotten her back in your life. Yes, for at least the last 2 times, possibly just the last 2 times, yes. So the last 2 times, yes. And nothing's working this time? No. So you wanted to go for a test run to see. Yeah. And now oh yeah, so he's pretty open too. Is he tapped in? Spirit saying yes. Does he know not even a fraction of what Divine Feminine knows? Yeah, you're feeding him what? Fairy tales and lies to see if he can make out the truth of the matter, to see if he sees it for himself. And obviously he's not. He's too focused on the darkness, wanting his cake and eating it too, and not waking up to the reality of things. And Spirit's saying that's extremely funny. You think you're going to break a promise to the Holy Spirit and you're going to get all this abundance and be loved and unconditionally? Yeah, you're out of your freaking bird, and that is extremely funny, especially if you are going to literally lie to the Holy Spirit. Did he lie? Yeah, big time. He was in the moment, he felt it, but then as soon as he got what he wanted, that's it. Back to being the same demon that he usually is. Yep. Don't waste a divine blessing on stupidity. I'm being told if she freaks out, is he ever going to be able to have sex again? Maybe through self-pleasure, and that's it. Because there's something in his blood work that needs to be checked. I keep seeing incurable disease that's going to keep him from being able to, maybe herpes, AIDS, hepatitis, any of those. It's something like that would prevent anybody that doesn't have it also from wanting to do it with you, or make them seriously think about, you know what I'm saying? Like they really want to be with you for the rest of their life if they do, kind of deal. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is there's only one way you two are staying together. Is it going to happen? No way. But there's two other ways. The two ways that are literally sitting here in limbo. The third option is not an option. It's just a fairy tale. It's just a fairy tale to keep the sea witch and divine masculine away from the divine feminine. It's part of spiritual protection. You just need to know which one it is. You need to figure it out. This whole thing is extreme. The whole 5D is laughing at this whole thing. It's like, if you don't know now, like, you just straight up an idiot. Because it's obviously not the person that you're with. Hello? And you're just trying to manipulate things. Like I keep seeing people trying to manipulate a pendulum. Dummies. I'm sorry. Dumb. Get your head out the clouds. Get your head out the clouds thinking that you are something. Somebody's got a really big ego, a big complex. Anything of it, barely anything of that. I gotta go back to the dispensary. She just wants you to be a big spender. If she just walks out like disappointed and disgusted and doesn't say anything, it's like at that point you know that you were just used as a sugar daddy and that baby ain't yours. Like that baby ain't yours. So don't be in denial about it. Don't be in denial about it. Just suck it up. Realize that you effed up and your ego got you into a predicament and now you need to go face reality. Don't be in denial about it. Especially when she leaves you sitting at the edge of the bed after pleasuring her, getting her off enough to calm her ass down to get her to be like, okay, I'm disgusted, I'm walking out. Like, I literally see, like, you're still fully clothed, she's pulling up her pants and grabbing her bag and walking out disgusted. That's the only option I'm being given. Like, that is the tunnel view I am being shown. I see the other two options kind of lingering, like the one of the hearts and rainbows and the happy baby. Like, that's just far, like, that's so far off into the distance, it's barely a whisper of a freaking idea. And then I have the other one of her standing there cursing you out in like 10 different languages, telling you all the things, threatening to call you out on certain things and take all your money and all sorts of stuff. Like, that one there is off to the side. It's kind of in faint view, but nah. No, the one I'm seeing is you sitting there on the foot of your bed with looking down at your hands like, how is this even possible? Realizing that in that moment you just got walked out on. When you were hoping this little princess of yours was going to be all cuddly cute, give you all the lovin's, and say, it's okay, Big Daddy, you're going to be just fine. Yeah, that's what you were expecting. Yeah, big time, but in reality, you just got walked out on. And it's all a divine blessing. You're going to feel lonely. You're going to feel you're gonna feel like a failure. Pride's gonna be taking a major hit. Your ego is gonna take a hit. In the beginning of my channel, I picked up on something like this. I have 3 readings. Just 2 readings. 2 readings that explain this in more detail of actual full-blown vision. So months ago, months and months and months ago, possibly 3 months ago. I was picking up on this 3 months ago, so possibly when all of, I guess, this particular energy joined our collective. So, yeah, I've been picking up on somebody's story for about 3 to 4 months now. So, here's the thing. I think I've been doing this channel since July. Have I picked up on this story the whole time? No, just a majority of it. I guess when we had, some major key players come into the storyline that came into the collective. I don't know, but I've been picking up on the story for about 3 to 4 months now. So if you're interested in seeing more of that, you can go back 3 or 4 months and look at all the... there's 2, I think I did 2 full series of zodiac signs. The first one after Pisces is when this story, I think, starts. Let me get my phone. I'm being told to say specifically this for people who haven't watched all of my videos, which is okay. No need to do all that unless you'd like to. There's a lot of really good readings in the very beginning of my channel. I was still very new to my gifts, so just understand that it's not like this, and it wasn't like this in the beginning. So let me go back 3 or 4 months in my readings and see. There's 156 videos, I think, out right now. Oh yeah, like, oh no. So there's one reading I'm being told to give a list of readings that should be looked at by this particular masculine. Divine Masculine side piece has him wrapped around her little finger. That was my 2nd video ever. The Divine Masculine got caught up with a pass around office hoochie, that something something. That's another one. That happened 6 months ago. All different kinds of stuff. Let's see. Here we go. 4 months ago, there was spellwork and black magic, and drinking have DM making bad choices. Yeah, that could possibly be part of this spirit saying yes. Okay, and then there's the full lineup of all of it, and then Pisces, and then it says, this DM's going to find out the baby wasn't his way too late if he doesn't wake up, basically. I don't have the full thing here. And then it goes, that one's the first one, and then going forward. There's another one that you had a threesome way back when. You may want to think about that. Not this story? No. Possibly, maybe, I don't know. I am being told possibly, maybe a little bit of that. There may be something in there that may be involved with this. But that's where you want to start. That's where this story starts, is this DM is going to find out the baby was his way too late if he doesn't pay attention to the details. It's after that first Pisces reading I did. Start there. Start there and realize something. You've been watching my channel for some time now, possibly since the beginning. You possibly are one of my original subscribers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me this energy, but you are not listening to what I have to say or the Holy Spirit. Okay? I know that you're watching. I wouldn't be picking up on this energy like this if you weren't. Okay? So understand that I'm being brought into this because you have come to my channel and you are giving me your energy. Now, if you are coming here to understand what your situation is, understand there is an archangel watching you specifically. Yes, and now is a part of my spirit team, and he wants to communicate with you and tell you that if you don't knock it off, you will not be ascending. And he may be the one that pitches you straight into the pits of hell when you go up to face God for your judgment. So be mindful of what you do and how you decide to try to blame people and how you decide to act when this whole shenanigans thing happens. When you did you promise celibacy? I'm being told energetically, yes, you promised celibacy and you were just going to self-pleasure. Do you know you have something that she can contract? Yes. Does she have it already? No. He got it from HIV, sharing needles. He got HIV from sharing needles, and he wants to give it to her to try to trap her. And she won't know because of the fact that she's already pregnant. She's not going to want to put a condom on, and she's going to, all the things. Is she cheating? Not at this time, but she did. He's not even going to get hard enough to be able to try to do anything. Not even a little. Like, completely flaccid. Oh my God. You made a promise to God. And if you break that promise, oh Lord. Oh, the guilt. The guilt you're going to feel. Oh, the guilt you're going to feel. Because you were trying to tantrically connect. Using your imagination to look at a carbon copy of your feminine. To try to connect with her. And just use your mind to manipulate things so you can... Are you even calling her by her real name? Yes. Do you call her by Divine Feminine's name? No, her nickname. You swoon her with the nickname. Yes. Do you put her in a trance? No, it's all... No, you can't... You're in denial that she really... Does it faze her? Not anymore. Not anymore. She's just there for the convenience and the luxuries. Are you even giving any more? No, because you're testing her honor. Yeah, you want to see what's the real deal. Well, has she proven herself to you? No, not even a little. Maybe a little, but not really. Enough to keep you on the path of trying. Yeah, and ever since you had caught a nut, you've been in a better mood. Yes. About 3 or 4 days. Yes. Then what? Now you're getting ready to do what? Have all the tantric fun? Yeah, when? Oh. Soon, I guess. Very soon. Well, good luck. Because it's going to fail. And your self-esteem is going to be really hurt. Yes, it is. Confirmation. From my cuckoo crazy kid, and then you're going to feel lonely even more. Yes, you are. You're going to, oh, I am so lonely. I have nobody to call my own. Sorry. Just messing around. Anything else, Spirit? Adversity. I accept the challenges are the best way to learn. Not in this case. He's too damn stubborn. Bull freaking headed, like literally a bull just ramming himself into a freaking cement wall over and over and over until he gets stuck. And then Holy Spirit, I guess, gives him the benefit of the doubt. And unsticks you after months and months of being imprisoned in your own head. He unsticks you, gives you the benefit of the doubt, and then what do? You run as far back as you could and run right back into that wall and put yourself right through it. And what happens? Now you're stuck, and you're stuck in something you can't get out of. Yep. And at that point, you have no other choice. No other choice but to be honest. No other choice but to be honest. Thank you, Holy Spirit. And ask for forgiveness from the Holy Divine. And who? Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine in general. But Holy Spirit, of course. Oh, that's gonna, oh Lord. Oh, the amount of, yeah, you are going to be bowing so low. Your nose is going to be touching the ground. And you will be like blubbering all over somebody's shoes. Just because you can't find peace anymore. I'm being told the dreams, the darkness that's going to linger around you. All the demons, all the towers. I'm being told somebody's saying, somebody's manifesting. Asking Holy Spirit to do what? Release karma. To save somebody from themselves. Yes. Unleash Unleash his karma. Protect him from himself and unleash his karma. Teach him the lessons he needs to be taught. Exactly how he needs to be taught them in order for it to sink in this time. I'm being told. It needs to sink in so that way he can find his courage and have success in love. It did fall right out on top of love, which is right below forgiveness. If you want to find that courage to go and to seek that forgiveness and that love with that person, and that first starts with getting your freaking balls back, man. Finding your freaking honesty and go have success with this person. Go get that abundance. Go do some civic duty somewhere. Okay? Do something. Go do something. Instead of blaming the world that everything's fallen apart around you and you've had nothing to do with it. Don't let that ego put you straight down into the pits of hell by this beautiful angel that's sitting here watching you with his arms folded like I'm disgusted. Yes, are you disgusted, Archangel Metatron? No, but everybody else around us, the ancestors, loved ones, spirit team, disgusted, disappointed. And he's just watching, very firm, and he's very patient. These angels are very patient. The Holy Spirit is the most patient. The thing is you're trying their patience with the lies, constantly coming back for divine blessings and not putting in the effort and earning them. Friendship, loneliness. You miss this person. You miss Divine Feminine? Yes, big time. Well, then go to her. No, why? I got a big ego. I'm the boss. I'm the masculine. Where's that humor? Where's that humor card? Spirit, everybody up there is laughing right now. They're laughing so funny. They're saying, you've got more feminine energy than this person and her mother put together. Oh, that is funny. That's funny stuff, man. So if you miss this person's femininity, what is that? Are you gay? No, you don't want to come across as gay by letting your woman have the power. See, here's the thing about that. Let me explain something to you. If you got the right woman, and this is a divine feminine, she knows exactly how to use her masculine power and make it come across as she's the most feminine person in the world. Okay? So the thing is get out your freaking head, because you have no idea, mister. I think I know everything, okay? You don't. You know a fraction of what this feminine knows. You may have book smarts, and you may have some kind of like a big bachelor's degree in some kind of crazy shit, or a master's, or a whatever. You have your doctorate? Somebody have a doctorate, maybe? No. Possibly. Whatever. You may have the book smarts, but this person has the spiritual knowledge. She got sacred knowledge. Does she have book smarts? She picks up pretty well, especially when it's something she really wants to know. She's like a sponge. So the thing is, she's obedient too. So if you want to get out of this loneliness and have her friendship back, or any kind of anything, you better get out this hilarious freaking I got a big ego energy, and realize and get humble real quick before Spirit sits you down right quick and say, hey, listen, bro, let me show you some discipline. Let me show you what it's like to be disciplined, because it looks like you're a spoiled effing brat that needs a good ass whooping. Okay, I'm going to just come out and say it. You need a big ass whooping. And the thing is if you don't fear the Holy Spirit now, believe me, Divine Masculine, you will. He will humble you, remind you who he is. He is who he is. That's funny, because that's something we were talking about in Bible study today. God is who he is. I am. Pastor was telling me all kinds of stuff, but it was that's funny. God is who he is, and you are not God, believe me. So find some balance between your ego and reality, and come to your senses before everybody in the 5D laughs at you as you descend into the pits of hell for everything that you're doing. So you might want to take it easy. Okay, on the bottom of the deck, you need to accept the things that you cannot change. Okay, and you need to accept your life for what it's about to be. Okay, if you try to sentence somebody to death, knowing what you know. If you know you have, we'll just say HIV, because that's what I keep seeing, AIDS, HIV. If you know you have it, are you on medication for it? Not yet. Hasn't come to the acceptance part yet. If you think you're just going to try to will it away and it's not true, and you're not on medication that can kind of keep it from being, whatever, and you're not safe, and you go and try to penetrate somebody and get them sick, like you are literally possibly sentencing somebody to death, especially if they're pregnant with your baby, possibly your baby. Even if it's not your baby, you are sentencing a child and his or her mother to death, in a sense, jeopardizing their lives. You're an innocent child. You need to accept this. If you don't know it already, then you need to, I keep saying it since the beginning of this reading, go get an STD test. Go get an STD test, and you need to accept the things that are about to freaking change your life. You need to go and get a STD test. Because if you don't, you're going to be in deep regret. Is there jail time for this? Yeah, big time. You're going to be in deep regret. Calling somebody from prison while they're living out their happiness, and you're sitting behind bars, regretting life, contemplating suicide. In jail. You need to find peace tonight, and not in the arms of a succubus that just wants to milk you for your seed. Because if once you find peace and you realize that all of this, you're going to set yourself free, and you're going to be able to do a lot of spiritual growth that will help you emotionally grow. On the bottom, you need to surrender. Any more from this deck? Yes, keep going. There's not very many left, Holy Spirit. Okay. Death. You, like I keep saying, you're literally sentencing somebody to death with this information that you know. Does the feminine know this information too? Yes. Your codependencies are going to kill you. What are you envious of? Somebody's spiritual growth. Divine feminine spiritual growth. Making you envious and jealous. Why are you envious and jealous? Because she knows more than you? Yes, well, it's because you have too big of an ego. What are you worried about? What else she knows? How much more does she know? A whole lot of spirit saying, don't worry about it right now. Right now, what you need to be worried about is how you handle yourself when you decide to break your promise to the Holy Spirit. Instead of growing, you should be persevering right now. Persevering. If you made a promise to never break Divine Feminine's heart again, and that you just want to be with her, well, you should have stood by that, especially if you are considering going back to her. So let me ask you something, Spirit. If this masculine was able to get aroused, would he have come back to Divine Feminine? Yes. So he would have gone back and cheated? This time, yes. Why? To try to entrap her too? Yes. Possibly get her pregnant. Try to keep her, try to have them both. Try to get him to be in a relationship together. Bring her closer. Offer her some kind of craziness. Yeah, no. It's not going to happen. Divine Feminine's like, I'm not that kind of girl. What else? Sea Witch, no effing way. Not this time? No. Maybe before. But I have a baby now. I want all the dinero. No sharing. Anything else from here? One last shuffle? Okay. Anything else? No? Okay. Yeah, we need to build trust in the Holy Spirit, because the Holy Spirit right now, he knows everything, but he's waiting for you to either hold true to your promise or make a really bad choice. A really, really bad choice. Really, really bad choice. Really, really. Really, 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 really bad choice, man. That's insanity. Is there more to this reading? Yes. Okay. Oh my gosh. When the Holy Spirit speaks, you need to listen. You need to stand at attention and be manned and ready for whatever he asks you to do. You were put here to be obedient to God. You're a divine being, but you are being disgusting right now. You're being a disgrace. Lying and breaking promises to spirit. Like, you must be out your mind. Divine Circus is next. Okay, Holy Spirit, what does Divine Circus needs to say? What does Divine Circus need to say? Clown of Crossroads. Yeah, you are at a crossroads right now. Do I need the book? Sure, I'll read the meaning of it. This is number 32. Opportunity is upon you. You have an opportunity to stand in your divinity or be an evil demon. Okay? Though it may seem like a farewell to what you've known, this change is a crossroad, a time when you can go left or right. You cannot continue with everything as it has been, and this means that something will have to be released for something else to be gained. It is time for you to take your chances and make a choice. Yeah, Divine Masculine it is. Break that promise, or break that promise and continue being who you are and see your whole world fall around you, or make the change and be the divine being you were meant to be. Okay, that's the choice, and this is the card if you want to see it. She's beautiful. Okay. Anything else? You want this one? Okay, The Secret of the Shinobi. I've seen that one before, but I can't really remember the whole meaning. One day I will. Number 11. Shh. Can you keep a secret? It's time to play your cards close to your chest. Make a plan. You making a plan? Yes, okay. Soon enough you'll be ready to stand upon the mountaintop for all to see and hear. For now, let things unfold in the guarded privacy of your inner world. When the time is right to be seen in the light, you'll know what is true and what to do. Until then, be patient, be private, be committed, and wait for the right time to shine. Divine Feminine? Yes. You have specific ideas. Spirit gave you an idea, a big one. Goals, dreams, big plans. You need to keep your mouth shut about it. Big time, keep your mouth shut to everyone. Is there anybody you can talk to? Yes. Your soulmate. Current soulmate? Yes. Family? Friends? No. None of them. From this moment forward, don't speak about it again. Okay. There's a couple of people you can talk to about it. Spirit will give you the download when it's time. say nothing to no one. Because the thing is if you start talking about what it is that you are looking at doing, the copycat's going to pick up on it and try to do the same thing. Okay? Okay, Holy Spirit. Okay. You have a date with destiny. We have the, ooh, I've never gotten this one before. We got the dark Harlequin. Uh-oh. Harleen Quinzel. We love Harley Quinn. Let's see. You have a date with destiny. Who is this? Divine Feminine? Yes, you're breaking ancestral curses. This is the date with destiny that you've earned all the way around. Now you get to have what? I'm being told now you get to have your cake and eat it too, Divine Feminine. Spirit's saying yes. Everybody's giving her a round of applause. Brava. Bravo. Bravo. You get to have your cake and eat it too. Out of the ethers and into your life she arrives now because you have a date with destiny. She is a mysterious creature. Her ways are wild and her guidance is true. She may create chaos from which a new order can emerge, but there is no need to fear. She has come to inspire and uplift and direct you. That's if you choose the right path. Keep your secrets close to your chest. And be ready for get your hair did, get your nails done, get your little tootsies done, and know that you have a date with destiny. Now, the 27, the dark Harlequin, 27. Bells are ringing from deep inside. Something that once had to hide is seeking your attention. It wants out. It wants to be free. As you release what was once shut away, your discomfort shall turn to glee. I want to read that one again. Bells are ringing from deep inside. Something that once had to hide is seeking your attention. Divine Masculine's thinking, what is it? Divine Feminine? Yes. 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 All he can think about is Divine Feminine. Well, here's the thing. What happens next, depending on what you do, how you handle what's coming, all the bells that are ringing inside, that rage that you feel, all that, the blame that you're going to be spitting towards somebody, blaming somebody for tricking you, thinking that there's black magic and spell work happening, thinking that you know so much and that because she knows more than you, that you're thinking that she's using it to manipulate you. It's not that. It's not that at all. It's not spell work and black magic. No, it's your karma. Okay? And the thing is that the reason why all of this attention to her, your mind is giving her all this attention, is because it's where your heart is calling you to. Okay? And it's something that once had to hide is seeking your attention. You need to give it energy. You need to pay attention to it before it literally turns you into a psychopath. Okay? It wants out. It wants to be free. As you release what was once shut away, your discomfort will turn to glee. The second you recognize that you need to go and go to your feminine, the moment you will find happiness again. The moment your erectile dysfunction may go away. No, go to the doctor. Go to the doctor, because this princess that you want to go to, your OG princess, yeah, she ain't going to touch you with a 10-foot pole if you don't go get them tests. She's going to make you do it herself if she has to. Stand there holding your hand the whole dang time. Like, she may not even let you kiss her until you go get a test. Like, not even joking. Okay? So let's see what the steampunk princess has to say. Okay. 1, 2, 3, trust in what you see. 4, 5, 6, the truth behind the tricks. 7, 8, 9, clarity divine. You shall see what you need to see at the perfect moment. It shall be. The thing is the Spirit was giving you the downloads to get you thinking what he wanted you to think, to put you where you need to be, to teach you the lessons you need to learn. Okay? The divine. Okay, what did she say about it? Clarity divine. The Holy Spirit will give you clarity in the perfect moment. perfect moment to put you through a test, to see how you're going to react to it, and all the things. He wants to watch you be manipulating. He wants to see what you're manipulating, is what I'm trying to say. He wants to see what you're willing to do, how far you're willing to go, how far past the line of divinity you're willing to go to get what you want before you realize that it's too far. He wants to see you do it. He wants to see you be brought to your knees by what has happened because of karma, to make you realize that you are not him. You cannot manipulate energy and get away with it forever. There is a limitation, and there is a karmic bounty on your head for what you've been doing. Confirmation from my phone going off. Just an email. My family chat's going off. Excuse me. All right, let's see what else the Divine Circus wants to say. We have the Gypsy Columbine and the Pixie Period. This is first. Put this on here. 38. The free spirit in you is, the free spirit in you is rewilding itself, shedding social conditioning and past patterns of behavior. It's shaking off socialization and emerging anew like a snake shedding a skin. The wild one within isn't a savage. It is raw, yes, but also wise, authentic, beautiful, and with a deep instinctive knowing as to what you must be. Can a bird ever truly be happy while it's trying to be a fish? True freedom is to be truthfully yourself. Yeah, and right now, that's exactly what Spirit is wanting you to do, is be your true authentic self unapologetically, so he can see exactly who you are. To see if you're truly going to be obedient to him. There is an original you. This is this one. The you that has always been and will always be you, no matter how much the outer forms of your body, your work, your lifestyle, your world seem to change. The original, essential you is always there within, unique, precious, and just as you were created to be. Yeah, see, the thing is if you know the sacred information that you know, even just the 1% you know, okay? If you know it and you're willing to still do what you want to do, like, I really see a complex there that reminds me of why Satan rules hell and is considered the fallen angel of all time. The ruler of hell, the devil himself. Yeah, him. The manipulator, the deceiver. Yeah, him. That's exactly what I'm feeling from your energy. Definitely the half devil of that soul has the energy flipped. Spirit saying, yeah, divine feminine got a kind of gentle slap in the back of the head saying, hey, it's time to wake up, in comparison to the big brown boot that's about to go up divine masculine's backside. Yep. And she took all of that divinity and became the half god of that soul, and the other person got the flip side of it and now is the darkness. And that's the half devil of that soul. Yep. The thing is they need to come together to find balance before they do a lot of damage. No, just one. He can do a lot of damage to himself and all that surround him, which is why the Holy Spirit has divinely blessed divine feminine with a big time separation. Did it hurt her? No. Complete opposite. Gave her the sigh of relief she needed to know that everything Holy Spirit was telling her was true. the guest of honor. Who's the guest of honor? It's now divine feminine. At one point, it was divine masculine, wearing the tuxedos and going to the beautiful operas and doing all the divine things and all the fun things and the trips and all the stuff. Now it's time for divine feminine to have a piece of that with the big time, to be divinely gifted with what divine blessings that she has just put the effort into and now is going to be abundantly rewarded with. She is now the guest of honor in this situation, and divine masculine was literally kicked off his throne like I just kicked him off for this angel right here. Okay? Yep. He is now being tossed off his throne and kicked to the side, and so his divine feminine can sit there in that throne and take over and rule this particular situation, because that's exactly what's going to happen. If you don't get your head right, you're not going to be a part of this abundance. For shallow-minded bullshit. Excuse my language. Anything else from here, Spirit? Thank you, Holy Spirit. Go fish. Take that literally. I'm being told, do I need to read it? No. Take it literally. Go fishing. Like I said earlier, go do some kind, I see you on a big trip, okay? Go take that big trip, go do some fishing. And like I was saying, get you a little picker-upper, go get you a trash bag and pick up trash on the beach. Pick up trash on the side. Wherever you see trash that you need to pick, go do something good. No tech, no Walkman, no Walkman, no headphones, excuse me. None of that. Just go do some picking. Go take yourself a fishing trip. Go take a big long journey. Take a fishing trip. Take your if you need to take a tablet or a laptop or whatever, go take it. Go do some fishing. Take the things that are most important to you. Because right now, it's time for you to take that journey. And I'm being told one way is going to land you in prison. Is he going to prison? Possibly. For a DUI. That's if you go to, if you're heading towards divine feminine. If divine feminine ends up being your target point and you go there with ill intent, you're going to end up in jail for a DUI. End up there for 18 to 24 months because you may get into a really bad accident. And it's going to be a serious deal. So you may want to think about that. If you decide to go there and you pack up your car and you pack up meticulously and you pack your suitcase and you bring all the things that mean the most important to you, and you bring your fishing pole and you bring a box of gloves and a box of trash bags and your little picker-upper, and you go do something with yourself and you take an actual spiritual journey, you will be abundantly rewarded. Those are the only two options you're being given. That third option was just to set your sights where it needed to be. To see where your heart truly lays. And the reason that third option was coming in so staticky, and you were seeing parts of divine feminine and you were seeing parts of her copycat, was because of the fact that he wanted to see where your heart truly laid. And when you begged him to allow you for release from whatever it was, from the erectile dysfunction and a pregnancy trap, yes, in that moment, you made a choice on who you wanted. Divine feminine made a choice, yes, to choose you, divine masculine. And divine masculine, you made a choice for divine feminine. And the thing is she standing by her word? Yes, because of the Holy Spirit. Because of the Holy Spirit. If it wasn't for the Holy Spirit in her heart, you would have been left to burn. She would have sentenced you to death months ago. That's what I'm being told. That's insane. Anything else from here, Spirit? $124, I'm being told to look that number up. This card. The Velvet Queen. That's, I'm taking that as the Empress card. What I'm being told, 124. I'm also going to read the current time as well. 704 is a message of congratulations from the angelic and spiritual realms. It suggests that you have toiled diligently along your life path and soul mission with wisdom, humility, and persistence, and the angels and universal energies support and encourage you all the way. Divine feminine, divine feminine, yes. In all your endeavors, go for it. Hit the ground running, go. Divine masculine, you have a lot of work to do. That's what I'm being told. I'm going to get to this one in just a second. I want to read 124. Come on. How do I get out of this? There we go. 124 is a message from your angels that they are currently assisting you with keeping your thoughts light and positive as we create our own realities with our beliefs, thoughts, and actions. The angels want you to maintain a positive attitude about the work you have done and that ahead of you. Trust that you will achieve success with all that you put your will and effort towards. The thing is, unless it's with a manipulative, deceptive background to it. If you're trying to manipulate and deceive somebody and break a promise to the Holy Spirit, like that's wrong, like real wrong. Like I don't want to see that kind of karma. No way. Like, I'm scared for you. The Velvet Queen, a rare prize is to be bestowed upon you. Is it divine feminine? Yeah, big time. Divine masculine? Not at this time. The universe is confirming that the most luscious dreams of your heart are being nurtured into manifestation. To this end, you shall be given a saving grace and intervention if needs be. To be open to receive, surrender doubt in favor of unconditional trust through your trust and optimism. You make it easier for the universe to give you a most deserved gift. Yes, if you are obedient to spirit, okay? To this end, you shall be given a saving grace and intervention if it needs to be open to receive, surrender doubt in favor of unconditional trust. Divine feminine has now its divine masculine's turn. It's time for you to... Is there more to come out? Yes? Oh, my bad. One more shuffle. Okay. Yeah, it's dang, what's flying? This one's new. The Silver Siren. 37. Getting some new cards out here. Okay, when is an enchantment not enchanting? When is a spell that you allow to consume your free will? Well, oh, excuse me. Let me start that again. Listen very closely, divine masculine. When is an enchantment not enchanting? When it is a spell that you allow to consume your free will, even as it promises so much and yet delivers so little. The Silver Siren sings her song, a pretty poison to the soul, her false allure tempts to the mind, even whilst the heart feels that something is not quite right. Your power will come from discerning the truth and allowing her false promises no place in your heart. That, what was the other one again? 25. The Silver Siren is basically the Sea Witch. Yes, is basically the Sea Witch, okay? And the thing is this too to this end you shall be given a saving grace. The Holy Spirit is trying to give you a saving grace here, an intervention with that ego death, okay? Trying to save you from imprisonment for basically giving somebody an actual incurable STD and you knew about it. Because the thing is all I have to do is search your medical records. Okay? It's documented in your medical records. And if you go and do this with this person and she doesn't know and you're not wearing protection, you're going to get yourself into serious trouble. Okay? Second of all, What was the second of all? It comes down to breaking that promise. The second part is breaking that promise to the Holy Spirit. It's your karma for breaking that promise on top of it. It's saving you from being bestowed with a child that you get to raise for the next 12, upwards of 12 to 18 years without knowing it's not yours. Possibly because she cheated on you with somebody that you may work with that may be at a higher level than you. And you're just, it's God's way of trying to give you a divine blessing and get you on the path to what you need to heal, to learn your lessons, to be where you need to be, and go on all kinds of crazy adventures with somebody that's going to blow your mind. Are you going to be able to be intimate? There's a possibility. If you keep your promise, there's a possibility. If you keep your promise, there is a possibility. Only a possibility that you can go on all kinds of crazy adventures, even ones that may scare you, doing things that you may never have thought, riding bikes on a playa, possibly at Burning Man, doing sunrise yoga in the buff. Donning some cool like glow and some candy and maybe hitting up EDC and getting your party on. Like seeing life through a whole new set of eyes and getting to have all these cool experiences and have the freedom you've always wanted in a whole new way. Get to feel young in a whole new way and actually be healed. Actually get to heal your soul and have a good time. Anything else from here? No, I can pick it up this time. Okay. Yeah, like I definitely see two burner hippies, possibly one being initiated into the scene and having the time of his life. With groups of people that just change his whole way of looking at life. Getting to meet people that intrigue him in a way that he comes up with amazing ideas that make them millions of dollars. And it doesn't take even them breaking a sweat because it comes so naturally to them. Like you were destined for that. And if you're not willing to just put a hold on the snoo just a little longer to keep your promise, well, then you don't freaking deserve it. You don't freaking deserve it. Okay, let's see what the Kipper has to say. Do you want the Kipper anymore? No. You want the Kipper? Okay, yes or no, Spirit? No, okay. No Kipper. Just into the messages. Just a few. Because we're already at an hour and 33 minutes. You want me to look at that number too? Okay. $133 is a message to give your fears, doubts, worries to the angels and ascended masters so that they can be transmuted and healed. Trust they support you completely and surround you with love and protection. Trust that the universal energies are working things out for your highest good. Yes, as well as to abundantly reward you for being obedient and standing true to who you are. When you make a promise, you need to keep it in all aspects. Even down to just keeping a promise to yourself to be more spiritual. Practicing spirituality. Standing true to who you are no matter what anybody says. Right down to your own parents. few messages for the collective, Holy Spirit. What are some messages for the Holy, or what are some messages from you, Holy Spirit? Thank you. You deserve the world. Both? Yes. One just needs to freaking earn it this time. Now it's time for somebody to earn their keep. Earn their blessings and not think that they're entitled to them. Thank you. He's at the foot of the mountain. She's over that hill. Oh, we already knew this. With everything, like the 180 she did, being obedient and not breaking promises to spirit, that's right there, is that she's over that mountain, over that hill. She's like, I'm just singing in the rain, dancing in the fields, like, the hills are alive with the sound of music. Like, I just see her running through a wildflower field, arms spread, singing and praising and worshiping and all of the things. And he's sitting there with like 75-pound like sea bag on his back that's full of bricks, and he's in combat gear getting up over the freaking mountain, and it's raining and it's muddy, and he keeps slipping back and back, as no matter how hard he tries to persevere and overcome and all of the things, and he just keeps slipping back. And he's like a third of the way, an eighth of the way up, and she's like straight up running up this bitch and like sliding down, singing and galloping and having a great old time. Yep. She has put in the effort, and she's about to be abundantly rewarded while you're down there in the trenches, like in the mud and the pits, like trying to figure out your life, because you just fell to the bottom of that mountain that you were on top of for so long, and you had an ego death that knocked you right back down to size, woke you up to the reality of what life is, and that you can't, that not everything's going to be handed to you on a silver platter, no matter how much of that big D energy you got, which I feel is a little bit of a complex. That's a complex. For somebody that I'm being told is barely average, you just may want to calm down, okay? The Holy Spirit's all around you and will always protect you. Yes, as long as you're obedient, as long as you keep your promises, as long as you pray and worship, you do all the things, you keep being the blessing that, you know, you are, and he will keep giving you the blessings that he's giving. If it's like this, the Holy Spirit is your Holy Father, okay? When you're obedient to the Holy Spirit and you do what is right at all times, and you will be abundantly rewarded, just as if you were a child that was, you know, that had to earn their keep. You know what I'm saying? You were good to your parents abundantly rewarded you with an allowance and getting to go places, do the things. If you were not a good child, you got everything taken away from you. Like, you know, that's where I think we have a problem. Yes. Why? Spoiled, rotten. Yes. You need to learn your lessons. No one compares to you. In his head, no. In whose head? Masculine's head? Yes. No one compares to divine feminine? Yes. Then why not be with her? Shallow. You have vengeance in your heart. Envy and jealousy. Well, you're about to land yourself in a predicament. Yep. You feel this way about her, but you're not doing anything about it besides manipulating, deceiving, and lying to the Holy Spirit. Like, if you feel like no one compares to you, does the Sea Witch make you feel like no one compares to you? Not anymore. She used to in the beginning, middle, and every time the divine feminine was anywhere near his energy, she would make him feel like he was on top of the world. She would turn his bedroom into a circus and make him feel like a king. Anything he wanted. Threesomes, parties, whatever. Anything he wanted, she would do it for him. The thing is once she got pregnant, everything changed. Divine feminine came back right at the beginning. Yes. Right at the beginning, yes. And everything changed at that point. He started seeing red flags. She started picking up on them. She started doing a whole lot of other things she would never do before. In the beginning, it was kind of like, nothing really fazed him, but something happened. Something happened, you know, a few months in, I guess, where stuff started really shifting and changing, and people's worlds started crumbling. People were losing their mojo. People were losing motivation, dedication, artistic creativity, all of it. Being told somebody got a twin flame dream, kickstarted a whole twin flame journey. Let's play spoons. I want to be your big spoon. Did you guys have a tantric connection? Sort of, kind of, maybe some cyber play. I don't know, maybe some foreplay. I don't know. I see something that involves foreplay, cyber play, something. Maybe somebody was watching porn and saw somebody that looked like somebody and got a tantric release. Yes. Connected them on a tantric level. No, made you think of a tantric connection and got you thinking on how to do it. Yes, and then what happened? You broke it off to go have some fun because you had a tantric release and you thought everything was back to normal. Yes, and then what happened? The erectile dysfunction happened. Yes, weren't able to get it back. No, it happened a second time. Yes. Did it the second time, and then what happened? Then you really got broken. Yes. ED happened and never happened again. Why? She caught on, got wise to the whole thing, and even with cuddling and doing all different kinds of things, nothing worked. No spooning, no rainy day cuddles, no romantic getaways, nothing. Nothing was working. Possibly even on a honeymoon, nothing. Well, you definitely have more money than sense. I can feel you in my sleep. Since twin flame vision, dream, something happened. When somebody was made fully aware of a twin flame situation, that's what really started the I feel you in my sleep. Big time, big time. Big time. There's that rainy day cuddles and ice cream. Love takes time and it's really worth it. Yeah, playing spoons and rainy day cuddles and ice cream aren't going to make up for what you're really going to feel with the person that truly holds your heart's connection. Where you feel that tantric connection. That person you truly, truly feel connected with. Yeah, that person. You have to wait. You have to be patient. And if it's not what you really want, well then carry on with what you're currently doing. You tried to keep me from finding my happiness. It's a sea witch and black magic, man. I'm also being told masculine was throwing black magic too. Yeah, big time. Towards another soulmate. Was it to the wrong one? Yep. Stay out of trouble. Keep it in your pants. Yes, I can't stress it any more than it being here for you for clarification. If you were an honest man, things could have been different between us. Oh, if you blame out loud. If you say something about divine feminine out loud during your little escapade here, yeah. The thing is you're going to shock her. She's going to be devastated. She's going to be all kinds of things. She's going to throw all kinds of stuff up in the air. She's going to say, if you were honest, things could have been different between us. Get out and never come back. She's going to throw you out of your own damn house. And at that point, you guys are going to be done, and she may take you for everything. Spousal support, big money. Yes, big money. I never wanted to wake up and find out it was all a lie. To her, yes. At that point, you're the one was she cheating at all? No. She was never cheating at all. She was trying to stay as celibate as possible, trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, be as open, as compassionate to you this time. Has she ever cheated? Yes, once. Just once. Did you get pregnant then? No. Thought you were for a second? Yes. And then what? Got pregnant by another? By this masculine? Yes, for the money. It was a pregnancy trap. Not for love, it was for the money. But she's going to be so devastated. It's going to be more of a ego death to her. Does she know divine feminine? Yeah, big time. She knows what she looks like, all the things. All the things. And the thing is she didn't want to wake up and realize that she was really the sea witch the whole time. And at that point, y'all are going to be done. And she's going to say, never come back. Is she going to take custody? No, she may leave you with the baby. Yes, and go back to the person she truly wants to be with. Yes, at that point, it won't be cheating and she can have what she wants. Is she addicted to this person? Yes. Makes her climb the walls. She makes her really, really, I mean, I guess he puts it on, he knows how to lay the pipe. So, and who's this? You asked her to marry you? Yes. Are you married? No. Asked to marry you, waiting for the baby. This all needed to happen before you got married? Yes. Okay. But you're engaged. Is she going to keep the ring? She's going to try. And at that point, what's going to happen? May have to take her to court. Yeah. Antique. Family heirloom. Or there may be another further ego death with Divine Feminine being there and asking for it back herself when he actually asks her to marry him after you walk out on him. That's going to be a whole nother freaking topic. Oh my God. Anything else, Spirit? All of these? Okay. Please be patient with me, my love. No. Holy Spirit saying, I'm saying that to Divine Feminine. Please be patient, my darling. I've got your best interest at heart. This is for the greater good for you and your family dynamic. I promise everything will work out. You are the greatest love of my lifetime. He shows fake love. Be mindful. Be open to forgiveness and understanding. But no, he shows fake love. Listen to your intuition. You are the greatest love of my lifetime. When he says stuff like that to you, listen to your gut. He says, pay attention. I'll give you the signs. I'll give you the white flag or the red flag. White flag means yes, purest of heart. Red flag means no. Green flag means go with what I tell you to say, do, and how to act. You need to speak from your heart because you know you caught him red-handed with a karmic. You know his situation. You're getting the downloads. You know he has a blackmailing, backstabbing female on his hands that's trying to trap him in a pregnancy trap. Either she got pregnant on purpose to get him for his money, or she got pregnant by somebody else and is trying to land him with that baby to take care of it, so she has the luxury of being his wife with all the money. And there's that STD. She may have been the one that gave it to you, somebody else through hypodermic needles, something like that. I'm being shown needles, drugs, somebody gave you an STD, and you may want to pass it along to somebody. So be mindful, because right now he feels like he's drowning. Not at this time, but he will once that ego death happens. Is there any more? Yes, okay. All right, last little bit. Anything else? Last messages, Holy Spirit? Yeah, he's definitely going to feel like he's drowning when that ego death happens. You're all I dream about anymore. We already seen that as confirmation. Okay, get out the sage, clear yourself in your space. Did you guys take your spiritual baths last night at full moon? Take them on the new moon and the full moon. Okay, you're all I dream about anymore. We've already seen that. You're going to make it. He never will. That's that whole she's over that mountain and he's still at the foot of that hill. Let's go all the way. You broke my heart for the last time. The thing is that if you try to go all that way, you're going to have your heart broken by this person for the last time. Because it's not going to be the sweet, hopeless romantics that you're thinking you're going to have. You have all these thoughts in your mind because of the fact that God let you off the hook for 5 seconds just to see what you would do. He's giving you something to look forward to be able to put you in a position to have an ego death. I'm just going to say it the way I'm seeing it, man. You're being put into a situation for an ego death for a promise you are trying to break from that you either are breaking, have broken, or want to break. Okay? Be mindful. She is going to break your heart. And your hopes, everything, you're just going to have it all crash to your feet, man. You're going to fall on your ass big time. And you're going to end up upside down in emotions and feelings. She only likes you for your money. Because you're too much of a big spender. Your girl has another man in y'all's bed when you're out of town working. That baby ain't yours. Like I said, those 3 options that Spirit's giving me, the one in the middle, which is the one of you keeping your mouth closed, not saying anything out loud, trying to be like, please, please, I'm sorry, I gotta go to the doctor, something, and her getting up disgusted and walking out on you, that's gonna be the proof you need. So find your higher power, save your soul, and find peace, because when you're gonna need to explain everything. You're going to need to explain everything to somebody. And the thing is you need to find your higher power and save your soul and find peace in order to be able to do that. Because when you find out this baby ain't yours, when you find out that girl is either giving you STDs or you're giving her STDs, somebody's giving somebody STDs. And the fact of the matter is that she's just sleeping with your friends. It could be you all are passing her around to each other. Why would I ever believe you again is basically what I see it between divine feminine, divine masculine. They don't know if they can trust each other. Do you trust her, divine masculine? He will after this. Why would I ever believe you again? Because why? Everything she says is true. I'm being shown 98% of it. How many more times do you want to put me through this? Is going to be one of the first questions that she's going to ask him. She's asked you this before? Yeah. And what did you say? Nothing, but in your head as many times as I want is what you were thinking. Yes. For vengeance. To be spiteful and nasty, vindictive. That ego, man. Yep. She doesn't want you for you. She wants your money, man. She's got to drive. I've been seeing this too freaking long. I want a new story. I want a new story. Oh my gosh. You are my sun. You are the moon to my sun. I love you so much. You are magic. Your actions need to speak louder than your words. She broke my heart just like I did to you. I want forever with only you and only you. And there's that police involvement. Okay. So here's the thing. This is coming back to this conversation. Okay. I'm being told there's going to be a phone call. If imprisonment happens to this masculine with the DUI and all the things, divine feminine, you're getting a phone call. Okay? He's going to say all of this to you. He's going to tell you all the things. He's going to be talking very fast. He's got a lot to say, and he wants to tell everything he's got to say to you in one conversation. He's got to let it out. Let him. Okay? He's going to say, you're the sun to my moon. I want forever with only you. I'm addicted to you. Let's go all the way. Please marry me. Wait until I get out. Please marry me, my sweet angel. Please marry me. She broke my heart. She broke my heart. I didn't realize that I was under her trance. I was under her spell, but in reality, he really knew what the actual hell was going on. And she's going to sit there and she's going to listen. And then she's going to say, well, your action should have spoke louder than its words, because I know how you got there. I know that you were coming after me with vengeance and rage in your heart, which is why you are where you are now. So don't lie to me. And he's going to say, no, stop. I had a spiritual awakening. Spirit saying, Not enough. That's why you are where you are, because you need to be in prison to learn a lesson that you couldn't learn before. And at that point, what's going to happen? She's going to go on with her life, and he gets to sit there for 18 to 24 months and learn the hard way and end up alone, because he's not going to be able to be with nobody. He's going to have a record. He's going to lose a lot of money. He's going to lose a lot of his money. A lot of his money. And things will never be the same again. And he will feel like he's drowning while he's in jail, and it's going to put him in a position to where he has no other choice but to detox and get his mind right and get right with spirit. Okay? So that's one possibility. Is there anything else from the other possibility you would like to talk about, Holy Spirit? Anything else for the other possibility? The possibility where he packs it up peacefully and goes on this spiritual journey. One touch and all the pain will go away. That's all Spirit wants to say, is that if you take this opportunity and go on that spiritual journey and do some community service and spend some time in nature and spend some time doing the right thing, the moment you get there, she will be understanding enough to give you a hug, and all of the pain, all of the anxiety, all of the stress, all of the things will go away. And you will feel at peace, and you will feel like you are able to conquer the world again, because your person is finally there with you, and the missing puzzle piece to your soul is there, and you will feel fulfilled from the moment you touch her. Please let me kiss you. Please, I beg you, let me just kiss you. Let me touch your face. He's saying, your eyes melt my ice cold soul. I need to tell you something. I was with a Build-A-Bitch, and guess what? She will never compare to you, the OG Divine Feminine. I love you. I want forever with you. My actions are speaking louder than my words this time. I'm here. Let me touch you. She broke my heart just like I tried to do to you, but in return my heart is now broken. And the thing is I need the pain to go away because I feel so stupid, is what I'm hearing. And he's going to look into your eyes, and his ice cold soul will be melted as if he just got into the sun after being in the freaking tundra for the last 7 years. She threw me out of my own house. That could very well be, well, we already saw that when she freaks out and loses her mind and throws you out. We saw that earlier. Sunday drives are best with you. He says, I want that with you, Divine Feminine. Drop the top in the convertible, let's ride, you drive. He's kicking back, smoking a doobie, maybe a cigar or a blunt, while Divine Feminine drives, ball caps on. I see 2 kids in the back, a boy and a girl. What else? Happy smiles, giggles, hair blowing, lollipops. I see lollipop smiles and cheese doodle smiles and happy giggling kids playing with toys as mom drives and daddy sits there having a good time. Well, if you're smoking in the car and there's kids, you wrong there. You better not be doing all that. This isn't the 80s. Okay. Smoke. If you're not driving, smoke before, bring a vape, do something. Don't smoke around the kids. Like, maybe it's a fantasy, but still. There's those children. You want children? Yeah, kind of embarrassed to admit it after acting like a pompous ass about it. Yeah, part of his guilt. Do you realize she's cheating on you with your best friend? Well, we've been seeing this. Romantic getaway for 2. Oh, you married that karmic mess, huh? I'm a fool now and I see that. Please forgive me. Did you get married? I'm being told at one point I saw engagement. Now I'm seeing possibly got married on a romantic getaway. And all of this is going to happen. He's going to see like he's a fool. There's a whole lot. There's all the energy is shifting. It's like this is like the baseline story for somebody. And there's a bunch of different masculines going through different variations of this particular situation. And I'm just picking up on the baseline of it, is what this feels like. Last messages, please. It's 2 hours, please, Spirit. Last messages, please. Any last messages? Princess. I swear she meant nothing. I was drinking and made a poor choice. Plus, he had vengeance in his heart. Vindictive, very vindictive. And now he wants forgiveness for the poor choices he was making. Princess, please know I love you. I just need you to be patient. I'm going through a very difficult time right now, and I need you on my side with love, your truest love. Leave it there. Okay, leave it there, Spirit saying. Okay. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Thank you, angels. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, loved ones, energies, my spirit team. Thank you, Archangel Metatron, for joining us. We appreciate and love you all. Thank you for being here. I close this reading officially. It's the best way to end it, with Divine Masculine saying to his princess, please know I love you. I just need you to be patient. I'm going through a very difficult time right now, and I need you on my side. Don't break your promise to me. What promise is that he's saying? Or she's saying, excuse me. To love me through it all. Unconditionally. Can I be done now, Spirit? No? I thought I closed this. Yes, but there's an energy lingering. Yes, please. Remember, you promised to love me through it all. Unconditionally. This is his higher self saying this. Divine Masculine's higher self is saying, yes. I know you made a promise to me to love me through it all, to always be there for me when I needed you. Unconditional love, you promised. I need you to do that for me now. Will you do it? That's part of your divine blessing, is because this divine feminine is going to do this for you, because she has respect for her contract with the Holy Spirit, and she values the other half of her soul. So she's willing to put herself through what she needs to put herself through to grant this for you and the Holy Spirit. And in all return, she's going to be divinely blessed with everything she's ever wanted. So, with that being said, now I officially close this reading. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate and love you all. I close. Okay. All right, guys. That's all I got for you guys tonight. Know Gigi loves you. Till next time, light, love, and blessings. Please subscribe and like the video if you could. Leave me a message. Talk to you soon. Bye, guys.